Hammertime.
What's up everyone, welcome back to another Hammertime video. Today, we're gonna make a top. Stay tuned and let's jump right in. Okay, so for tooling, for doing a top, I use a 40-40 ground, 1/2" USA sizing bowl gouge. I just find it's really easy and I don't have a really good spindle gouge, and this actually seems to do a really good job in the place of it. I also use a roughing gouge. This, I only really use it just to bring the stock down to round, and you really could do it all with just either maybe a spindle gouge or this 40-40 gouge, but I also like to use this Continental spindle gouge. It's really unnecessary. All this could be done with just one spindle gouge, but this is the tooling I have, so I use this instead. And then came with the little high-speed set I was given is this supposed bowl gouge. It's actually a spindle gouge. The flute is barely in here, and it's only 5/16 around. Never even heard of a gouge being made that size. Anyway, I ground it like a spindle gouge, and I use that just for a little detail stuff. And then I use the awesome D-Way parting tool just to get it off the lathe. Makes a nice clean cut, and very useful tool. Okay, so once it's been roughed out, and I've got it in this Tay-Tools chuck here. Really great chuck. I've used it with a Vic Mark II just to see the comparison. This works really great, and it is a little smaller, so it's better for midi lathes, but because it has the 1x8 teeth per inch thread for the headstock, but it works just like a Vic Mark, and it's quite a bit cheaper. So very nice chuck. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. So we're going to want to taper this down. We're going to want to get some shape in here. We're going to get the handle made out of here. Then we're going to part it off. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I've got the 1/2" 40-40 right now. One other tool I actually do like to use is this little tiny skew chisel. I think it's 3/4 of an inch, and it's a radius edge. Okay, now we got that turning done. Use a little sandpaper here as a 600 grit. I've already left a pretty smooth surface off the tool, so I really don't need anything coarser than this, and it will leave a very nice polished finish when I am finished sanding. Okay, now we're going to want to wipe on some finish, and for this I'm just going to use some of Mahoney's utility finish. This is walnut oil, and it leaves a really nice shine, and it also just, it's very nice looking finish. I just think it really brings out the gray in the wood, and I highly recommend you getting some of this. It's really good stuff. Great for bowls too. It's also food safe. Not that you ever eat off of a top, it just looks cool. Okay, after you wipe it on by hand, just turn the lathe on. And I've actually got the lathe, if you notice, it's running pretty slow, and that's because it's I've been turning bowls and I haven't bothered to change the speed, so it's still set to run at about 1200 RPM at what I have it on right now. So a little slow, but it does leave pretty cool shavings when you turn at that speed. I didn't quite realize that until just now. Just make sure you leave the paper towel or whatever you use to apply the Mahoney's walnut oil out to dry, because it does have the risk of being combustible and spontaneously combusting. So keep that in an area, or maybe a metal can, so it is not a fire hazard. Okay, now we're just going to use this D-Way parting tool and part this off. And you know, experiment with the size of the top you make, because you can make big or really tiny ones. I've made micro ones that the thing is, the little handles probably only have 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch in diameter. You gotta take your time when you're doing them, but they end up looking really cool. Okay, and then we're just gonna hand sand off that nub, apply a little finish, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, this turned out really cool. Super simple project, only took me like, I think 8 minutes total. I looked at the footage, and super simple. And you know, you could probably sell these for a couple bucks, about under 10 bucks or whatever, and just experiment. If you guys end up deciding to make one, make sure to tag Hammertime Woodworks so I can take a look at your project if you decide to post it somewhere. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I might end up posting some of these on my website. I don't really know. I may or may not. We'll see. So I'll leave a link down to my website down below in case I do. Alright guys, until next time, happy building.